It's an emergency item build that doesn't necessarily fit into any obvious Draven items. Blade the Ruin King Draven doesn't necessarily strike me as a particularly scary build. He's never built attack speed, so the attack speed is going to be, I mean, obviously valuable to an extent, but it's not going to be multiplied by any crit or anything like that. And the AD scale on his Q is high. Cal visits mid, but Baka, as has been the case this whole laning phase, is on the defensive.
Yeah, good dash away there. Actually, a bit behind in CS, but only 10 downs. Not too shabby there as Beast. Throw a snowball at Kakao. Going to clear out some vision because Dragon is back up in 15 seconds.
That's the only thing that Beast has really been able to get going is the top lane gank and this Dragon. Beast's individual performance has been just fine, but Kakao has been all over bottom lane, and the snowball and the ganks have been working effectively. So that's the reason why we see actually a Jinx winning in CS against a Draven.
The tie forced out by Flandre, interestingly enough, so has to go back. Might even get dove here by the Mega now, but not quite yet as Kakao still down the bottom side trying to get it done, but Beast in here for the counter gank, but unfortunately for him, sitting straight on top of a board.
Seeing on one, you're right. Zatai's really struggling in this matchup. Wasn't expecting that, but there was always going to be a tipping item point, and it seems like Hexstring is just enough to really disregard the magic damage and stand up to trades from the Lulu.
I mean, he wants to keep him there if he can, because Dragon, I think, is what Snake's looking for next year. It's a little bit tenuous to try and take it now, given how much strength Kakao has shown in the bottom side of the map, and as a result, he'll give it up for Crystal. Going to get hooked up. He has to stand and fight now, going in onto Kid, but can't find enough. Jana will just peel away on Crystal. Safe for now, going to lifesteal up very healthily.
Honestly, Kid's mechanics let him down that situation in the mid.
Kakao in trouble. Baka launches him back into the turret, but an attempted gank goes a little awry, but Baka, no hope of a kill there.
Yeah, just returning to Kid, actually stayed in rocket form too long, would have got 3-4 more autos, then cancelled his first machine gun auto. Just wasn't able to do realistic trade damage in that situation. Although they didn't use the depth charge, it was a trade that should have opened up a effective health advantage between the carries.
Yeah, Beast on top of a ward now as well. Once again, tries to come to the bottom lane, sneak his way in, and is getting spotted here. So Kid and Kiddies will play nice and defensively. Kakao in the area as well. If they want to opt in for a counter gank. And Kiddies with the shield on there, pretty tanky here. Crystal trying to poke in, bait them into a fight, but they already know Beast is waiting down there.
Rexa can just go back. Already had the Cinderhulk complete, so it's definitely going to be the health stacking coming through from the Rex side. Not necessarily going to go for the Warrior enchant. Probably scales into late game better when you're going to be more of a utility tank, even if you do have the extra AD and armor pen from the Warrior. So fits the build, and of course you still have excellent clear thanks to the Cinderhulk.
Yeah, that ward's drop now as well on the bottom side, so might be a bit more on the defensive now while IG's duo, given that they don't know that that's going on. But Crystal will get depth charge up. Ella will also get hooked away. Crystal has to dodge this hook, but the Riptide's going to come in. Ella doesn't quite body block, but a great ulti away, but the flash hook will come in. Crystal going to get snared up again. Kakao's joining in. Ulti just wide. Rookie's here as well. Crystal goes down to Kakao, but Flandre might be able to make the difference. Goes in. Almost Mega Nut going in. Massive 4-man ulti. Waltz him in under the turret as well. The Hexdrinker procs. The wild grows down, and it's not quite enough for Snake. As Rookie going to look to dive in again, but 2-0 IG.
With the teleport flank coming through, I thought it would go bad, but Baka did not rotate. Of course, hard to match a Kassadin when it comes to rotating, but the result was 2 free kills coming through from IG, and this should be the answering Dragon.
Yep, that Dragon is watered there by Snake, so they'll have a timer, but no hope of Beast getting in range to steal it. Draven ulti is coming down. They're going to try and take it, but a little too optimistic on that one. IG will back off it, and Kakao makes sure he gets away and smites it.
Honestly, the communication has to be another question mark for Snake. You saw the teleport being channeled by Flandre. Needed to communicate with Baka and understand that there was no point contesting. Was only ever going to give an extra kill because Azir just wasn't in the area.
Beast going to get spotted out by a Prey Seeker, but just walking into the jungle, trying to get some wards down. No Sightstone, interestingly, yet for Beast. Actually just has some consumable standard wards being picked up here, but trying to get some vision. Now we'll collapse the tunnel and take away the Raptor, but Blue Buff should go over to Rookie this time around, unless Kakao fancies himself another one.
I really like the build coming through. I mentioned the boots too coming through from Jinx. Kid has finished the Berserker Greaves. It's always been a pretty standard thing on Jinx because the movement speed and attack speed interacts really well with orb walking around your rocket form. But in this situation, it just means that even if he takes a couple of axes from Crystal, you do get a bit of trade damage with your effective range advantage with the Draven, just to ensure that trades aren't landslide at the advantage of the all-in trade specialist Draven.
And you can see Kid and Kiddy's doing just fine here, up slightly in CS after taking away the Krugs, but keeping up very nicely as Draven has actually completed a Blade of the Ruin King. So I have to assume pretty scared of Kakao and Rookie diving in. We talked about him needing some self-peel here against the big divers from IG, and that's at least what this build gives him.
It's just such an emergency build. It doesn't really interact with any of his spells. He already has a Janna and a Nunu for team fights. It feels like, honestly, he was forced into the Bilgewater and just had nowhere to go to have any effective items early.
Well, going to be okay right now. It's Kakao and Baka will have a duel in the mid lane. 2-level advantage here for Baka, but Kakao just running into him. That might force the ulti out. Heal is back as well. Baka trying the 1v1. B's going to come in as well. Empress of Ike will push Kakao away, but now it's a little too hard for them to go back in. A soldier will come down. Kakao, no flash action, might be a little too far forward, and Baka pokes one over the wall and takes him out.
It felt like Kakao was just too greedy to try to draw out the Emperor's Divide. Kept following and following, and multiple members rotated, so punished for his over-aggression there with Kakao. Honestly, his first poor rotation probably in the first 2 games.
He gets himself killed as a result as Flandre starting to bully Zatai quite a bit now in Mininar form in particular. And Kakao there, pretty steely faced after that mistake. He probably knows it was a bridge too far.
It'd be interesting to see how IG are going to play around this Lulu versus Nah matchup, because it was always going to get better and better for Nah, and Lulu was just going to have to build for team fights, build up that early 40% CDR, build up a bit of AP, and then start rotating. Of course, Lulu's going to be so much more effective in team fight situations than she is in terms of a tank fight with Nah in the top lane. So I feel like we're just waiting for that teleport to come out, but they got an unanswered dragon, so unfortunately for Zatai's perspective, just has to sit in lane and keep clearing waves.
Yeah, has his CDR now though with the